Welcome to Culture Creators, the platform for the innovators, disruptors, and leaders driving the culture forward. I'm your host, Joi Brown, founder, mentor, and brand architect. And this is where the real stories get told. The raw lessons get shared, and the voices shape the legacy. They take the mic, uncut, unfiltered, and in motion. Let's get into it. Hey, if you've ever wondered how people actually become the ones building campaigns, bringing brands and artists together, and shaping culture behind the scenes, this episode is for you. Today, I want to talk about how to get started in brand marketing, what to study, how to get experience, where the jobs live, and how to get your foot in the door. And because this is Culture Creators, I'm not going to give you the polished corporate version. I'm going to give you the culture lens, the community lens, and the real story of what it takes to break it and make it. You see, I didn't plan this career. I was in the marketing department at Atlantic Records, working with artists like Brandy and Wiz Khalifa and many others, and Sean Paul. Shout out to Sean Paul. But what I will say is I saw my artists had really big visions, but their budgets didn't match it. So I started reaching out to brands. Could we tie in a product or a company to an artist's story? Could we stretch what little money we had to make the vision happen? At the time, I didn't even know there was a formal brand partnerships role. I was just trying to make sure that artists had what they needed and to be the best executive I could. Now, the pro of coming from marketing was that I understood how to connect the two, the artist and the brand, culture and commerce. But there were cons too. I didn't go to business school, so that I didn't have the language of KPIs, ROIs, CPMs, all that kind of stuff. I had to teach myself and learn it on the fly. I spent hours reading trade magazines, studying reports, really paying attention in meetings, and figuring it out all on my own. And back then, it wasn't easy. No one at my company was handling urban music and brand partnerships. I didn't have access to agencies or agency contacts or their rosters. And people weren't used to seeing me in that capacity. A lot of times it felt like I was battling a battle uphill. But what got me through was my network and my community, the people who believed in me. They helped me connect the dots. They opened doors when the very systems I was coming to serve didn't. And that was my advantage. Now things are different. With AI and technology, the gap between having an MBA and hands-on experience is shrinking. Much of what you need to know is at your fingertips, from case studies, metrics, best practices, and most importantly, research. When I started, you had to hunt it down and claw your way through the information. But today, if you're hungry, you can learn faster than ever. What's the difference between brand marketing and brand partnerships? You hear me say that brand marketing and brand partnerships are like the same thing. And some people will argue with me and say that they're very different. Marketing is campaigns, partnerships are deals. But to me, in practice, they blend. Both are about storytelling and connection, whether it's through an ad, a sponsorship, a product collab, or an event. The job is still to make people trust, build awareness, make them believe, and make them feel that they belong. What to study and what really matters. On paper, the path looks simple. Marketing, business, communications, analytics, consumer behavior, psychology, and maybe even a grad school business track. And that's fine. But I'm going to tell you the real deal. To me, the best brand marketers aren't always the ones with the MBAs. The best ones are the ones who live and breathe the culture, who understand the nuance, who understand what resonates and what feels fake because they've been in the community, not just studying it from the outside. I think of Coltrane Curtis at Team Epiphany. I'm not even sure he went to business school, but I love how he got started. He lived and breathed the culture. And I remember visiting his agency back when I was at Atlantic Records. He had a room full of young people sitting at desks, living and breathing the culture. That was his advantage. He tapped into voices who had the pulse right then and there and gave them a seat at the table. And that really, really resonated with me because as you grow in this work, you age out of certain things. You don't want to be the old person in the club. You're not always going to have the same ear to the ground. And that's why you need young people, or let me say people of the culture around you. Give them space. Let them speak. Let their insights shape the work that you do. And that's how culture stays alive inside business. That's how culture stays alive inside the business of marketing. Internships, experience, and networking are all a part of how you get ahead in this game. Internships matter because they give you names with faces, and that's important to have access. Agencies, brands, labels, and startups, anywhere you can see how campaigns actually come together, that's where you need to be. And volunteering counts too. Don't be afraid to work on a local festival, a nonprofit project, or a campus event. That's brand marketing in its purest form, making something out of nothing. The most important thing is networking. And I am so not great at that sometimes. But networking is critical, not just with people above you, but across. Your peers today, the interns, the assistants, the security guard, the coordinators, they are going to be tomorrow's decision makers. The culture we build is community driven, and the network you invest in now will carry you later. It's sustained me. And so you want to know where the jobs live and what they're called, right? We hear all these things. Where are they? What kind of jobs are these? Most companies now have brand specific roles, and the titles may vary, but you'll see brand manager, brand partnerships manager, sponsorship manager, and now influencer marketing manager. Of course, product marketing manager. Different names, but at the core, they're the same. Connecting a story to an audience in a way that both moves culture and business. How do you get in? There are more doors, but the three main doors are agencies. Agencies are where you'll learn really super fast, to touch multiple brands, and you'll see all the ins and outs of the different roles. You can go in-house at a brand. You really go deep into the company. You can carry accountability really fast and have your voice heard. Startups are culture-driven projects. Now that's what I love. Those are the scrappy projects. You do it all. You wear multiple hats. You may be getting coffee one day and writing a campaign and designing a billboard the next, but you learn, you get really great experience. And in music, sports, and entertainment, it's all about partnerships. The balance there is keeping brand safety intact while staying true to the culture. And there are industry differences when it comes to brand marketing. So at consumer goods, brand managers run the business like a CEO. They are like the little mini CEOs of the brand. In tech, product marketing drives positioning of the product. They handle the launches, talk about the adoption of the product. In entertainment, it's a little bit of the wild, wild west, but it's getting much better. It's about authenticity, connecting to fans, engaging fans, and partnerships in that area rule everything. And at nonprofits are really mission-driven storytelling and trust. That's how they go about their marketing. They're different industries, but the same through line: insight, storytelling, execution, and measurement. And you want to know how you can start right now. To me, I would tell you this is the best way I would do it, because the competition out there these days is super, super thick. I'd say pick a brand you love and write a positioning statement. Who are they? Who are they missing? What's the opportunity? Build a 5-slide mock partnership deck. Show you can think like a brand marketer. And then reach out to 3 people with the titles I've listed. Ask for feedback, not a job. Ask them to go out for coffee and tell them that you have some ideas you'd like to share with them for free, just because you love marketing. Volunteer at something real: a community event, a nonprofit, a campus project. Those are all excellent ways to get experience. And document your results, not just for Instagram. But even if it's only 50 people showed up, get some intel. Ask them their feedback. Document it all. It matters. And keep your network alive. Community is currency. If you want to work in brand marketing, start where you are. Build something small, connect the dots, tell the story, and remember, what separates good marketers from great ones isn't who has the fanciest degree. It's who understands the culture, who listens to the community, and who can bring those voices in the room to drive business. Folks, that's how you can get in, and that's how you can stay in. Next week, we're going to talk about when brands get culture wrong: the tone-deaf campaigns, the backlash, the closed-door conversations that led to them, and most importantly, what it actually takes to protect culture while working inside these rooms. Make sure you tune in. You've been listening to the Culture Creators Podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And do me a favor, rate it, review it, and share it with your people. Follow us on Instagram at The Culture Creators and visit us on our website at culturecreators.com for more stories, events, and ways to stay connected. Remember, this is where culture, community collide, and we're just getting started.